Is Elon Musk secretly building a UFO fighter jet that defies the laws of physics? It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but recent reports have everyone buzzing about a mysterious new craft developed by SpaceX. From hypersonic speeds to nearly invisible camouflage, this jet, known as the X-1, could revolutionize everything we know about air combat and space exploration. But what exactly is this craft, and why is the US government so interested in it? Today, we're diving into the top 5 burning questions everyone is asking about Elon Musk's top-secret UFO fighter jet. Stick around, because what we've uncovered will blow your mind. First up on our list of burning questions: what exactly is Elon Musk's UFO fighter jet? To answer this question, we need to dive into the fascinating world of SpaceX, a company that's no stranger to pushing the boundaries of what's possible in aerospace technology. Founded by Elon Musk, SpaceX has already made headlines with its groundbreaking achievements, from launching the first privately funded spacecraft to orbit the Earth, to landing reusable rockets and aiming for Mars. But this time, Elon Musk might have just outdone himself. The jet we're talking about is known as the X-1, and it's not your average fighter jet. No, this craft is a technological marvel, combining innovations from various cutting-edge aerospace technologies into one seemingly impossible machine. The X-1 is being dubbed a UFO fighter jet for a good reason. It's fast, it's stealthy, and it's like nothing we've ever seen before. So what makes it so special? Let's start with the design. The X-1 boasts an incredibly sleek and aerodynamic shape, optimized for both speed and stealth. Unlike traditional jets that have distinct edges and protrusions, the X-1's body flows smoothly, almost like a single continuous curve. This design minimizes radar cross-section, making it nearly invisible to radar detection, a crucial feature in any modern aerial combat scenario. In fact, it's been reported that the X-1 can blend into the sky so perfectly that it appears like a mere cloud, tricking both radar and the naked eye. But stealth is just one part of the equation. The X-1 is also a speed demon, capable of reaching hypersonic speeds of over 4,600 miles per hour. This jet is designed to outrun anything in the skies today. For context, most modern fighter jets, like the F-35, max out around 1,200 miles per hour. The X-1's extraordinary speed means it can reach its target, complete its mission, and return to base faster than any known aircraft, often without even needing to refuel. Imagine the tactical advantage of having such a craft in your arsenal. Now, how does it achieve these mind-blowing speeds? Well, that brings us to the heart of this craft, its engine. Unlike any conventional fighter jet, the X-1 is equipped with a compact space shuttle engine, the kind that's typically reserved for sending rockets into orbit. This engine allows the X-1 to reach those hypersonic speeds and also gives it unparalleled altitude capabilities. The jet can soar to heights of 105,000 feet, much higher than the average fighter jet, which typically operates at altitudes between 30,000 and 50,000 feet. At these dizzying heights, the X-1 remains untouchable by most conventional air defense systems. But there's more to the X-1 than just speed and altitude. This jet is packed with some of the most advanced technology ever developed. One of its standout features is its groundbreaking camouflage technology. Using a combination of special coatings and advanced electronic countermeasures, the X-1 can effectively disappear from sight. This technology works by bending light around the aircraft, rendering it almost completely invisible to both radar and visual tracking systems. Imagine an aircraft that can move undetected across enemy skies, delivering strikes with pinpoint precision, before vanishing without a trace. It's almost like something out of a spy thriller. And as if that wasn't enough, the X-1 also comes equipped with a revolutionary microwave weapons system. This system emits electromagnetic vibrations in the millimeter wave range, capable of disrupting or even melting enemy electronics. It's a weapon straight out of science fiction, designed to turn enemy aircraft into little more than flying scrap metal. The microwave system can also be toned down and used as a non-lethal weapon, creating an intense heat sensation on the skin, forcing anyone in the area to abandon their equipment. This versatility makes it a game-changer in modern warfare, capable of disabling enemy forces without necessarily causing loss of life. So what exactly is Elon Musk's UFO fighter jet? It's a craft that defies our conventional understanding of aerospace technology. Combining speed, stealth, altitude, and advanced weaponry, the X-1 isn't just a fighter jet. It's a revolutionary leap forward in aviation and military technology. But with all these incredible features, it also raises some serious questions about the future of warfare and the balance of power in the skies. And that brings us to our next question. How does it defy physics? All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty with our next burning question. How does Elon Musk's UFO fighter jet defy the laws of physics? I mean, we all know Elon loves to break things like markets, rockets, and maybe even reality. But has he really managed to defy physics with the X-1? Let's find out. First, let's clarify what we mean by defying physics. Now, we're not talking about Elon waving a magic wand and suddenly making Newton's laws obsolete. Though, let's be real, that does sound like something he'd try if he could. What we're dealing with here is a jet that operates in ways that seem almost impossible by our current understanding of physics. It's like if Harry Potter decided to start building fighter jets instead of playing Quidditch. So how exactly does the X-1 make our physics textbooks look like they were written by a bunch of kindergartners? Let's start with its speed. The X-1 can achieve hypersonic speeds of over 4,600 miles per hour. That's Mach 6, 6 times the speed of sound. To put that into perspective, that's faster than most of us can say Tesla stock price, and definitely faster than your average commercial flight, which cruises at a measly 500 miles per hour. Sorry, Boeing, but Elon's making you look like a tricycle trying to race a Tesla Roadster. Now, you might be wondering, how can anything go that fast without falling apart or turning into a fireball? Well, that's where the X-1's magic, or should we say science, comes in. Unlike conventional jets, which use air-breathing engines, the X-1 uses a compact space shuttle engine designed to withstand extreme speeds and high temperatures. You see, while most jets are playing it safe at lower altitudes, the X-1 is cruising way up high, laughing at them from its lofty perch of 105,000 feet. Look at me, I'm the king of the sky, it seems to say as it zooms by. Speaking of heights, let's talk about altitude. Most jets can only dream of reaching altitudes higher than 50,000 feet. But the X-1, it's like, hold my fuel tank, and then just keeps going. This bad boy can soar up to 105,000 feet, where the air is so thin, it's practically in space. It's like Elon took a jet, slapped some Red Bull wings on it, and said, let's see how high this thing can really go. But wait, there's more. If you thought speed and altitude were impressive, let's talk about stealth. The X-1 doesn't just fly high and fast, it also plays hide and seek like a pro. With its advanced camouflage technology, this jet can literally blend into the sky, appearing like a cloud, or even disappearing altogether. Imagine you're an enemy radar operator watching your screen, and suddenly, poof, the X-1 is gone. It's like a ghost that's really good at playing peekaboo. Now, if you're starting to think this jet is more of a sci-fi fantasy than reality, you're not alone. The Pentagon itself was so confused by the X-1's appearance that they initially thought it was an alien spacecraft. Picture that meeting. "Sir, we have a UFO in our airspace." "Relax, Johnson. It's just Elon Musk doing his thing again." If this doesn't sound like a plot twist from a Hollywood blockbuster, I don't know what does. And let's not forget the pièce de résistance, the X-1's infamous microwave weapons system. This system can emit electromagnetic waves that either fry electronics or just make people really, really uncomfortable. I'm talking about a sensation like being dipped in molten metal. Yikes. It's like the X-1 is saying, "I could destroy you," or just give you a really bad sunburn. Honestly, it sounds like a great way to ruin someone's day. So how does the X-1 defy physics? Well, it doesn't really defy physics. It just pushes the boundaries so hard that physics is left standing there scratching its head, wondering what just happened. It combines cutting-edge technology in propulsion, stealth, and weapons systems to create a craft that seems almost too good to be true. It's not magic, folks. It's Musk. And that's just the beginning of what makes the X-1 such a fascinating piece of technology. Now let's move on to our next question. Why is the US government so interested in this jet? Spoiler, it's not just because they want one for themselves. Stay tuned. All right, folks, buckle up, because it's time for our next big question. Why is the US government so interested in Elon Musk's top-secret UFO fighter jet? And no, it's not just because they're jealous of his Twitter account. To understand why the government has its eyes on this flying marvel, we have to dig a little deeper into the world of military strategy, global politics, and, of course, national pride. Because let's face it, when you hear the words UFO fighter jet, it's hard not to pay attention, especially if you're the kind of government that's always on the lookout for the next big thing to keep your skies safe. Or, the next big thing to make your rivals say, "Oh no, not this again." So why exactly is the US government so intrigued by this mysterious craft? Well, let's break it down, layer by layer, like a good old American onion. First off, there's the sheer technological prowess of the X-1. Imagine you're the Pentagon, sitting there with your advanced fighter jets, thinking you're on top of the world. And then, bam! Elon Musk rolls in with a jet that's faster, higher flying, and stealthier than anything you've got. It's like showing up to a Ferrari race in a rocket ship. But it's not just about speed and altitude, though those are pretty impressive on their own. The X-1 represents a leap in stealth technology that has the military scratching its collective head. Remember that advanced camouflage that makes the jet blend into the sky? Well, that's not just a neat party trick. It's a potential game changer in aerial warfare. The ability to move undetected across enemy airspace means that this jet could perform reconnaissance missions, deliver strikes, or even just play hide and seek with enemy radar systems. And you better believe the US military wants to get their hands on that kind of technology. Let's be real for a second. The US government loves being on the cutting edge of military tech. It's like their favorite hobby, collecting the latest and greatest toys to ensure they have the upper hand in any global conflict. And who could blame them? In a world where technology evolves faster than a teenager's TikTok feed, staying ahead of the curve is crucial. So when they hear about a jet that can fly higher, faster and stealthier than anything else, you better believe they want to know everything about it. Think of it as a very high-stakes episode of Keeping Up with the Jetsons. Now, another reason for the US government's interest is quite simply strategic advantage. Imagine you're at a poker table and everyone else is playing with regular cards, but you've got a deck with some sneaky aces up your sleeve. That's what having the X1 would be like, a significant advantage that could tip the balance in any aerial combat scenario. The jet's microwave weapon system, which can disable enemy electronics or even act as a non-lethal deterrent, is just the cherry on top. But there's more to this story than just military might. The X1 also represents a fascinating intersection of innovation, geopolitics, and let's be honest, a little bit of showmanship. You see, Elon Musk isn't just some random guy with a knack for building cool stuff. He's a visionary entrepreneur who loves pushing the boundaries of what's possible. And when you're that kind of person, you're bound to ruffle some feathers, especially if those feathers belong to a giant eagle holding a bunch of arrows. The US government knows that Musk's ventures have a way of making headlines and shaking up the status quo. Whether it's launching reusable rockets, building electric cars, or now developing a UFO fighter jet, Musk has a habit of turning heads. And while the Pentagon might admire his innovation, they also want to ensure they're not caught off guard by the next big thing. After all, no one wants to be the last kid on the block to get the coolest new toy, especially when that toy can zoom through the sky at hypersonic speeds. Of course, it's not just about keeping up with the Musks. There's also a genuine concern about national security. In the unpredictable world of international relations, having the latest technology can be the difference between peace and conflict. And with the X1's unique capabilities, there's a lot of potential for both. The US government wants to make sure they're prepared for any scenario, whether that means developing their version of the jet or figuring out how to counter it if it ever ends up in the wrong hands. But perhaps the most intriguing reason the US government is so interested in the X1 is the mystery surrounding its development. Unlike traditional military projects, which are usually shrouded in secrecy from day one, the X1 has been a bit more, let's say, unorthodox. With Musk's penchant for cryptic tweets and enigmatic public statements, it's been hard to get a straight answer about what exactly this jet can do and why it was built in the first place. It's almost as if Musk is enjoying keeping everyone, including the government, guessing. So why is the US government so interested in Elon Musk's UFO fighter jet? It's a combination of awe, intrigue, and a healthy dose of wanting to make sure they're not left out of the loop. The X1 represents a blend of cutting-edge technology, strategic potential, and a dash of Musk's trademark flair for the dramatic. And in a world where technology can change the course of history, you better believe the government wants to know what's up. Or more accurately, what's up at 105,000 feet and moving at Mach 6. But that's not the end of our story. Oh no, we've still got 2 more burning questions to answer. Coming up next, could this jet change modern warfare? Spoiler alert, things are about to get even more intense. Stay with us. All right, everyone, we've reached the point where things start to get really interesting. Our 4th burning question is, Could Elon Musk's UFO fighter jet change modern warfare? And if you're thinking, oh boy, here we go, well, you're not wrong. Grab your popcorn, because this is where the plot thickens. To understand how the X-1 could revolutionize warfare, we need to think about what makes this jet so unique. You see, modern military strategy is all about speed, stealth, and the ability to strike with precision. And guess what? The X-1 checks all those boxes and then some. It's like the Swiss Army knife of fighter jets, except it's got hypersonic speeds, invisibility, and oh yeah, a microwave weapon that can turn your electronics into a fancy paperweight. Let's start with speed. In warfare, speed is everything. The faster you can move, the harder it is for your enemy to react. The X-1's hypersonic capability means it can appear over the horizon, deliver its payload, and disappear before the enemy even knows what hit them. It's like the military version of Catch Me If You Can, except there's no Leonardo DiCaprio, just a really fast jet and some very confused adversaries. Now combine that speed with stealth, and you've got a recipe for a game changer. The X-1's advanced camouflage and radar-evading technology make it nearly invisible, allowing it to slip into enemy territory like a ghost in the night. Imagine trying to defend against an opponent you can't see, can't hear, and can't catch. It's like trying to swat a fly in a dark room with a blindfold on. Good luck with that. But the X-1's not just about playing hide-and-seek in the sky. It's also armed with some seriously next-level weaponry that could change the way battles are fought. Take its microwave weapon system, for example. This isn't your grandma's microwave, folks. This system can disable enemy electronics, rendering their aircraft and defenses useless. Picture it. You're in a high-stakes aerial dogfight, and suddenly, all your fancy tech goes offline. It's like someone pulled the plug on your Xbox mid-game. Frustrating, right? Now imagine that frustration on a battlefield. Not fun. Beyond its immediate tactical advantages, the X-1 also raises some serious strategic questions. For one, if this jet can do everything it claims, it could render traditional fighter jets obsolete. Why bother with slow, bulky planes when you can have a sleek, fast, and stealthy craft that can take on multiple roles? The X-1 could perform reconnaissance, strike missions, and electronic warfare all in one sortie. It's like the Swiss Army knife analogy again, but this time with a jet. That's also a chef's knife, a corkscrew, and a flamethrower. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. The X-1's ability to fly at altitudes of 105,000 feet means it can operate above most current missile systems and conventional aircraft. Think of it as playing a game of tag, but you're on a trampoline 20 feet in the air and everyone else is stuck on the ground. Not exactly a fair fight, right? But in warfare, fair doesn't win battles. Having the upper hand does. But what really makes the X-1 a potential game changer is its versatility. We're not just talking about a one-trick pony here. This jet could be used in a variety of scenarios, from conventional warfare to counterinsurgency to covert operations. Imagine a world where one aircraft can do it all: spy, strike, disable, and disappear. It's like a James Bond gadget on steroids. And we all know how much everyone loves a good Bond gadget. Of course, with great power comes great responsibility, or in this case, great potential for escalation. The introduction of the X-1 could trigger an arms race as other nations scramble to develop their own versions or countermeasures. It's like when one kid shows up to the playground with a brand new toy and suddenly everyone wants one. Except this isn't a toy. It's a hypersonic, stealthy, microwave-wielding aircraft, and the stakes are a bit higher than winning a game of tag. So could the X-1 change modern warfare? The answer is a resounding yes. With its unprecedented combination of speed, stealth, altitude, and advanced weaponry, the X-1 has the potential to redefine air combat and military strategy. It could make traditional aircraft obsolete, change the dynamics of power in the skies, and introduce a whole new level of complexity to global security. And that, my friends, is a big deal. But we're not done yet. Our final question is the one everyone's been waiting for. Is this really a UFO or just advanced aerospace technology? Stay tuned as we wrap things up with a look at the mystery and intrigue surrounding Elon Musk's latest creation. You won't want to miss it. All right, folks, we've arrived at the final question, the one that's got everyone buzzing. Is Elon Musk's top-secret fighter jet really a UFO, or is it just some crazy advanced aerospace technology? Are we dealing with little green men here, or is it just Musk being Musk? Let's dive in and find out. First things first, what do we mean by UFO? Technically, a UFO is just an unidentified flying object. It doesn't necessarily mean aliens, though that's what most of us think of when we hear the term. So when we say Elon's jet is a UFO, we're not saying it was built by E.T. and his pals in a secret space workshop. We're saying it's an aircraft that's so advanced, even the experts aren't quite sure what to make of it. It's the difference between "I have no idea what that is" and "I have no idea how that works." Now let's talk about what we do know. The X-1 jet has some pretty mind-boggling features. Hypersonic speeds, near invisibility, microwave weapons, the ability to fly at altitudes so high you'd need an oxygen mask just to watch it. This isn't your grandma's crop duster, folks. This is the kind of aircraft that makes seasoned pilots and military experts do a double take and ask, are we sure this isn't from another planet? But before we jump to conclusions and start prepping welcome baskets for our alien overlords, let's remember who we're dealing with here. This is Elon Musk, the guy who put a car in the space, built flamethrowers for fun, and regularly tweets things that make the stock market go haywire. If anyone is going to build a jet that looks like a UFO, it's him. This isn't about intergalactic visitors. This is about good old-fashioned human innovation, albeit on a level that makes the rest of us look like we're still playing with paper airplanes. So why all the UFO talk? Well, part of it is just how secretive everything is. When you build something this advanced and then keep it under wraps, people are naturally going to start speculating. Is it a UFO? Is it the next big leap in military tech? Or is it just Elon trying to keep us on our toes? The answer is probably a little bit of all three. He loves a good mystery, and nothing gets people talking like a bit of ambiguity mixed with cutting-edge science. And let's not forget the power of a good story. Humans have been fascinated with UFOs and aliens for decades. From Roswell to Area 51 to the X-Files, we love a good alien conspiracy. It's like a guilty pleasure. We know it's probably not real, but it's fun to imagine. And Elon Musk? He's like the ultimate story maker, crafting narratives that keep us guessing and glued to our screens. It's like he's taken a page out of Hollywood's playbook and turned it into a real-life sci-fi adventure. So is the X-1 a UFO? Technically, yes, at least until we figure out exactly how it does what it does. Is it built by aliens? Probably not, unless those aliens have a really good sense of humor and a love for Twitter memes. What it is, though, is a perfect example of how advanced human technology can get when you combine imagination, innovation, and a dash of Elon's signature flair. It's not about being otherworldly, it's about pushing the limits of what we think is possible right here on Earth. And that's what makes this jet so fascinating. It's not just a piece of advanced aerospace technology, it's a symbol of what happens when you dare to dream big and then make those dreams a reality. Whether it's heading to Mars, building underground hyperloops, or creating jets that make us question the very fabric of physics, Musk is all about making the impossible possible. And if that makes us all think about UFOs and aliens, well, that's just part of the fun. So there you have it. The X-1 isn't some alien spacecraft. It's the latest example of human ingenuity, wrapped in a shroud of mystery and topped with a sprinkle of sci-fi excitement. It's the kind of thing that makes us all look up at the sky and wonder, what else is out there? And that, my friends, is what makes life so darn interesting. Stay curious, keep dreaming, and who knows, maybe one day we'll all get to ride in a UFO. Until then, keep watching the skies and keep an eye on Elon Musk. Blast off.